Hi guys, a very good afternoon to all of you. Well, Pramod, it's not at 1, it's at 3, so now we are starting off right now. Well guys, last few days for MAH CET. So once again, I'm sure you guys are all excited. I don't know how many of you are excited, but I'm sure you have your preparation in place. So don't doubt your preparation at this moment. Okay, and for all practical purposes, I would recommend not to write any more mocks. If you have any more mocks coming your way, please don't write any more mocks after tomorrow. So 20th is the cutoff. 21st, 22nd, please don't write any mocks. Okay, that is if your exam is on 23rd. If your exam is on 24th, then Sunday you can write a mock. Worst case Sunday. Don't write anything after that. If your exam is on 25th, then you can probably write a mock on Monday. So basically what I'm trying to say is 23rd, 24th, 25th, the respective deadlines for you to write the last mock for you should be tomorrow, day after tomorrow and Monday. Clear? Simple. Now it's a good idea. We always recommend this. We always say don't write any mock 3 days before your actual exam. But yes, you can write topic test, you can write, you can solve problems, you can put a timer and take 10 questions and solve. That's okay, all that is fine. But don't write a full length mock. Okay? Well, so what I'm going to do today is not teach you anything new per se, but it's a little bit of a Gyan session kind of a thing. The whole idea here is I'm going to talk about how should you go about your strategy for your MAH CET. Now, couple of things to be kept in mind. When I say strategy, I am not going to say start with English or start with maths, because it will be very, very bad if you change your strategy right now. What I'm going to talk about is to make sure that you keep few points in mind. Okay, these points, irrespective of what strategy you are looking at, should be kept in mind, because these are strategy agnostic, which means it doesn't depend upon which kind of topic are you picking up with, what is your idea for this exam, but these points are a must for you to follow. Okay, so that's what I'm going to talk about. And of course, as usual, we have few questions for practice. At the end, we have about 6-7 very nice questions for practice. Okay, so I'm expecting this session not to be that long, probably 40-45 minutes is what I'm going to look at. Let's go ahead and take a peek into what I have in store for you. Okay, Varun says, I have given 7 mocks and I'm analyzing it. Will that be sufficient? Yes, Varun, 7 is a very good number of mocks. If you have given 7 mocks, you're analyzing 7 mocks, I'm pretty sure that you are doing the best that you can. I mean, if you're writing 1 or 2 mocks could be an issue, but 7 is a very good number. So if you've written all 7, wonderful. Okay. Hello, Samir. Namaste, Swaraj. Well, let's go ahead, guys. So this is a basic pattern. I'm sure all of you know this. So the reason why I put this is, you need to understand that logic, whether you call abstract reasoning separate or not, for me, it's all logic. Okay. So this entire thing, I will call it as logical reasoning, has 100 questions. Okay. You have Quant and English equally distributed as 50-50. Overall score is 200, 1 mark per question. The most important part is this. No negative marking. What does it mean, guys, for you? I'm sure all of you know this. What does it mean for you if there is no negative marking? Quickly. Kartikeya Mishra says, sir, I do 30 minutes, 40 questions. That's really good. I get slow in the last 2 quarters and my efficiency falls down in terms of attempts and accuracy. Kartikeya, 30 minutes first of all is not 1 quarter, because you have a 150-minute exam. Correct? It's 2.5 hours. So it's 1/20th, or rather 1 by 5, 20%. Okay. Anyway, yes. So the whole idea is you're going to attempt all the questions. There should not be even a single question that you're leaving without attempting. Okay. That's very, very important. Now, to ensure that you're doing it, I would say if your exam is for 150 minutes, you please keep this only for 147 minutes. What are you going to do in the last 3 minutes? Last 3 minutes, irrespective of where you are. Guys, listen to me very carefully when I say this. Last 3 minutes, if you have to choose between solving 2 questions correctly versus marking 15 questions randomly, I would say go with randomly marking 15. Solving 2 questions correctly will give you maximum 2 marks. 15 questions if they are left, which is not a bad number, because you are talking about 200 questions. I'm sure many of you will be left with a lot more questions than that. Spending 3 minutes to make sure that all these left out questions are marked will give you more marks than you sitting and getting 2 questions or even 3 questions correct. Okay, so your exam time for you is only 147 or 145 minutes. Last 3 to 4 minutes, even if you're in the middle of the problem, I will say leave it. Please make sure that the marking happens. Okay, that's very, very important. Keep this in mind. Okay, the next thing which I want to talk about here is the very important part about MAH CET, which is the entrance exam to a lot of Mumbai top colleges, is that there is no sectional cutoff, which means you don't have to show your skill in all the sections. Therefore, given the 150 minutes, you can choose to spend time in the sections that you are good at. Okay, to the extent that if you are bad in English, if your RC is bad, you can completely ignore RC and make sure that your score in the others are great. Again, I'm just giving you an example. I'm not saying do that. By now the strategy for you is already done. Don't change your plan of action right now, guys. This is a very bad time to change. But I'm saying if you have already incorporated that, make sure that you're following it, because you don't have to worry about, okay, I should get in marks in English, I should get marks in logic, I should get marks in abstract. Not required. So maximize your score. That's your mantra, which means don't get into the topics which are difficult or which are lengthy according to you. That I'm going to talk about. So that's the second important part. Sectional cutoff does not exist. So it's only score maximization that you're going to bother about, which obviously means that you have to spend a good amount of time on the sections that you love, because that's where your marks comes from, right? Tushar is saying I'm scoring 17 marks. Please suggest some strategy. That's what I'm going to talk about, Tushar. Yes, Arokya Sami. Please post your question. Anyway, so let's move ahead. Okay. Now, okay, guys, it goes without saying that you have less than 1 minute per question. You can't spend even 1 minute per question. That's the reason, if you notice, many of my sessions, if you have attended, I have not given more than 45-50 seconds for the entire logic and abstract reasoning. Only in Quant I have given you 60 seconds, sometimes 90 seconds, but never more than 90. So the whole idea here is I wanted you to understand that is the time that you need to spend. In fact, 90 seconds on a Quant question is also too high in an exam like MAH CET. Right? You should not pick the questions which are going to take you 90 seconds or 2 minutes. It's a waste of time. You have a lot of easy questions which can be done in about 45 seconds or so. So please make sure that your abstract reasoning especially is a topic we have seen. It can be done in under a minute. So 25 questions you can target in 20 minutes. 25 questions you can target in about 20 minutes. Please make sure that is happening. Right? Now English, you might not be able to do 50 questions in 50 minutes because the speed might be lower for you. Quant, I don't think many of you will be able to finish 50 questions in 50 minutes. That's fine. But abstract reasoning, you should be able to cover that extra 5 minutes there without missing. Okay? Now, don't worry about this. Nothing great about it. I just said that you can look at various ways in which orders can be done. Logical reasoning, abstract reasoning. So the whole idea is don't worry about the table here. The takeaway here is by now you would have decided what to do. Now, broadly speaking, there are 2 ways in which people attempt. The first way in which the people attempt is good first. And the second way is good last. Now, I don't recommend this or that. I'm just saying these 2 ways exist. You can choose what you want. You would have already done that. Don't worry about it. Both are fine. What are these 2 I'm talking about? Okay. Good first means you are going to start with the topic that you're happy about. For example, I am a quant person. I like logic. In fact, I like English also. But if I have to choose between, I like all 4 areas, but if I have to choose among these 4, I would probably always start with quant. It's not that I can finish very quickly, it's just that I love quant. So the reason I'm saying that is, I am a kind of a person who likes the good things first and leave the bad things to the last. I'm that kind of a person. Not everybody is like that, right? So if you ask me there's a good news and a bad news, what do you want to hear? I will always say I want to hear the good news first. Okay? Jumble pattern hai ya section wise, Kaushal, you'll have to wait for another 3 days. Nobody knows. But yeah, it's good if you expect it to be jumbled pattern, because last 2 years that's what happened. So it could be jumbled, expect a jumbled pattern. Right. Now, what is the meaning of, so quant is the top priority. I'll start with quant. I will then probably go to abstract reasoning. Again, why I am doing that? Why am I doing it? Because I love quant. Abstract reasoning, I know I can finish very easily. That's the reason I'm going to abstract reasoning. Then probably I'll go to logic, and then I'll go to my verbal ability. So I will shift in a different way. So I'll go with, in fact, the order that I'm talking about is not even here. That's okay. I just put some 4 examples to tell you. But the whole idea is I'll start with quant, continue with abstract, I'll continue with logic, and then I'll end with verbal. I'm not saying you have to do this. I'm just saying decide your order, provided it is not jumbled. Yeah, if it is jumbled, then there's nothing you can do. The thing that you need to keep in mind is, if it is jumbled, please don't keep searching for abstract reasoning. In fact, actually abstract reasoning you can easily find, but quant, logic, it's not that easy for you to find and keep searching. It's a waste of time for you to keep searching for certain things. Don't do that. If it is a jumbled paper, my friends, start 1, 2, 3, 4, sequentially finish it. That's the best way to do it. Don't search. Please don't search and waste your time. Searching will waste your time. This is one thing which I want you to change, even if your strategy is already made. Don't search for quant. Don't search for abstract. Don't search for logic, because you will have to look at it what you're doing. You are first searching for logic. Then you'll again search for another topic. You will again search. So all the 200 questions you're going to go through some 3-4 times. Why? It's a waste of time. So go sequentially if it is jumbled up. If it is not jumbled up, then that's fine. You can look at whatever topic you like. Okay? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Harsh, I hope I have scored. I mentioned about what happens if it is jumbled up. If it is jumbled up, go sequentially, guys. Brute force, go one after the other. First question. Now decide that the decision in that case, if you're going sequentially, is first question is my English, RC. I will not. I'll personally not take. The reason is, I know RC will take time. It's not that I don't like RC. I love reading. I read a lot. But I still know that if I want to maximize my score, my rate of solving abstract, logic and quant is faster than the rate of solving my verbal. So I will probably leave verbal questions to the last. I will take the other 3 first, probably. So if the first question happens to be an RC, I know what is the problem. If I see the first 1 or 2 minutes spent in understanding whether it is jumbled up. Is it jumbled up in terms of RC also, or the RC is coming together? At least get some idea in the first 1 or 2 minutes. So the reason why I'm saying this is because if you know that DI set is jumbled up, logic set is jumbled up, RC set is jumbled up, it's a big problem. You know why? Because you will read the RC, that will take about 1.5 to 2 minutes. You will get 1 question out of it. You will take another 30 seconds to solve that 1 question. So 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes, you are solving an RC and getting 1 question. Then next 6-7 questions could be something else. By the time you get the second question of RC, you would already forgotten what you have read. You will again go back to the passage. It's a waste of time. Okay? So the whole idea is, make sure that if it is jumbled completely, leave set-based questions to the last. Leave set-based questions to the last, because unless it's a DI set, you cracked it. You know, DI logic sets, what happens is you get a puzzle, you get the complete structure, you cracked it, then there's nothing much for you to solve again. RC is not like that. You can't say I read the RC, I cracked it. Because each question you have to refer to the RC again, and if you forgot what is happening in the RC, you'll go back and waste time again. Okay, Bhushan, that's what I'm saying. Leave RC to the last. The way to deal with the RC is leave it to the last. If it is not jumbled up, then I would say please take RC, because if you like RC, then do RC, no problem. But if it is jumbled up, safe to leave RC to the last. Okay, clear? I hope that part is clear to all of you, right? Okay, let's move on. So of course the two important skills are speed and accuracy. So what in case of DI? Om Kene. Again, if it is a DI which is a set that is like a DILR, like a puzzle. It's not DI exactly if it's a puzzle. Let us say that it's a seating arrangement set. There are 4 questions, but all of them are jumbled up. 4 questions seating arrangement, if it comes to you, solve it even if the first question is coming to you. Because once you crack the seating arrangement, the next question, whenever it comes, you know directly you can go refer and finish it off. You don't have to solve it once again. So DI still makes sense, LR still makes sense. But if it is pure calculation based DI, again keep in mind, if it is pure calculation based DI, where there is a particular thought process you need, there is a percentage increase of A over B, B over C, so there is entire logic which is involved, and you are getting one question out of it. After 6 questions, you're getting the second question of that. The problem here is, like RC, you forgot what has happened in the DI. So that linkages are not there in DI then. In such a set, again, please don't do it. So any set that requires you to go back and look at the entire question once again should not be done if it is jumbled up. That is the reason I am saying you have to be careful about the type of question that you are picking. If it is a puzzle based, ki ek baar kar diya, you have done it once, it is cracked, then no problem. Even if it is jumbled up, do it. But if it is a kind of RC or a DI where you are talking about information that has to be processed every time, please don't do it. Leave it to the last. Yes, Lakan, it will be jumbled up. Okay. Shreyansh, mark-wise percentile, I've already mentioned that in a lot of other sessions. Kaushal, I think 170 is a damn good score. Yes, you can do. I mean, let me put it this way. If you can do more, why will you stop? Please, do your maximum. I'm not saying 170 is bad. All that I'm saying is, if you think you can get 2 marks extra, why not? Get those 2 marks extra. Why do you want to stop? Okay. Anyway, so the 2 important skills are speed and accuracy. Now, if you want to increase the speed and increase your accuracy, there are 2-3 pointers to be kept in mind. Reduce time per question, but how? This is the first question. This is an easy thing for me to say. Reduce time per question. बहुत आसान है बोलना. It's very easy for me to say that. How do you do that? First thing is get the right sequence of questions. As I rightly said, do not pick the ones which are supposed to be left. Automatically your average time per question will decrease. Your speed will automatically increase per question, or time taken will automatically decrease. The second thing is, in fact these both are related. Leave some questions. You don't have to solve everything. Even in a set, for example, let's say you have done an RC. Let's say it is not jumbled up. You have got an RC, you have solved 3 questions or 4 questions or 5 questions. One question you're not able to get the answer because it's very confusing. Why are you wasting time? You already got 3-4. 3-4, mark it, get out. Don't spend time on... So there's no rule that says you have to do all the questions in the set. So be in that habit of letting go, which means if I get 3 questions in a set, I don't get 2, that's okay. Leave, move on to the next one. Okay? Let's move on. Now, in English, as I said, first of all, passage itself is a question mark for me. Even within passage, let us say it is not jumbled up. Even then, choosing of an RC matters. Choosing of an RC okay. Okay, there are some jokes coming across, I guess. Shubham says, show the questions. Okay, who's got the question paper? Any of you have the question paper already? Anyway, so jokes apart. Choosing of the RC matters a lot. The reason is, if you are reading a sports RC or if you're reading a science and technology RC, if you like the subject, your speed will automatically be more. Your speed will automatically be more. Whereas a philosophy kind of an RC, an anthropology kind of an RC, an RC on socialism or something like that, sociology kind of an RC, your speed will, if you're not interested about the subject, your speed will automatically be low. So don't pick the RCs that you know are boring to you. Just like a maths question, just like a DILR question, pick the RCs that you like. The topic is very important. If you see that you're talking about something which is going to put you to sleep, please don't take up that RC. You have 200 questions, guys. You can easily afford to lose 5-6 questions. Leave 5-6 questions easily. So don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. Now, if the question is about accuracy versus attempts. Okay. Okay. There's some more jokes coming across. Guys, don't worry if it's jumbled or not. Why are you worrying so much about the jumbled part of it, guys? Jumbled, if it is jumbled, it will be jumbled for everyone, right? Not just for one person. So it's the same thing for everyone. So don't worry too much about is it jumbled, is it not jumbled. So be prepared for either. You know the strategy we are talking about. Jumbled, what should you do? I've been speaking for the last 5 minutes. Not jumbled, what should I do? I've been speaking about it. So keep that in mind. Whatever comes your way, have the confidence that you're ready to deal with it. Okay? Okay, now the important part is accuracy versus number of attempts. So some of you might have this. In fact, many of you might have this question. Sir, I have a problem. If I do faster, my accuracy goes down. If I do slow, my accuracy goes up. What should I do? Guys, if you have to choose between attempting many questions and getting few questions correct versus attempting some questions and getting all of them correct, I would always say go for accuracy. Accuracy is important. If you have to choose one of them between accuracy and speed, if you want to choose one, I would say choose accuracy. Speed is of no consequence if your accuracy goes down. Thankfully, this does not have negative marking. In fact, if there is an exam with negative marking, like a CAT or any other exam, like a ZAT, where there is a negative marking, then definitely speed should not come into play over accuracy. Yes, speed is important, but provided it is not sacrificing your accuracy. Here there is no negative marking. Still, I would say that speed versus accuracy, go for accuracy. Okay? LR and AR, calculation speed and approximation. So this is something I want to talk about. Guys, calculation speed does not mean that you have to be a human computer. What I mean is, can you observe and approximate? I have few examples to talk about it. Okay? There could be traps. Please stay away from them. I'll show you 1 or 2 questions right now which could have traps. If you know that one question, so I'll give you a typical example of what happens, okay? Guru says jumbled question se score kam hota hai. Yes, Guru, if it is true for everyone, right? So why are you worried? Instead of everybody getting some X marks, everybody will start getting X minus 1 or X minus 2 or X minus 3 marks. So it's relative. At the end of the day, it is not like your 10th class where you get 90% and above, you will get some grade. Here, even if the first ranker gets 100 marks, which is only 50% of the score, he will still be called the first ranker and the 100 percentile, right? So don't worry about it. It's all relative. Next. So this typically happens to many of us. I'll give you one typical example right now. Let us say I talk about maths, right? Let's say I'm good in time and distance. I like TSD. What happens usually in the exam is you see a TSD question, you will start with it because you know you like it. I mean, you enjoy it. I typically enjoy TSD. But you need to understand that in the exam, okay? In the exam, okay, there's one more. Shanaya says we don't have that much authority, but we have. I don't know what you mean, fit to fine. That's okay. Anyway, so what I'm talking about is in the exam, you are not supposed to stick to TSD just because you like it. For example, so when I start with this question, it could be very well possible that in the first 1 minute I got no answer, or in the first 45 seconds I got stuck. It is very well possible, despite you being preparing the topic for so many days, so many years, or so many months. Once in a while it happens. So when you get stuck, in a question like this, in a question paper like this where there are 200 questions, you should not even think twice about that question. Leave, move on. See, in a CAT exam, you have less questions and relatively more time compared to an MAH CET. So if you're getting stuck in the question, you can probably come back to it or start afresh and see what happens. You have time. MAH CET does not give you the luxury of time. So you're stuck in it in at one point in 40 seconds or 35 seconds. You can't understand why it's going wrong or why you're not able to go forward. Stop, leave, move on. Despite this topic being your best. So favorite does not mean that you stick to it. Favorite topic means you prefer to solve it with the caution that, look, even from my favorite topic, I can be stumped. Even from my favorite topic, I can get bouncers. What do you do when you get bouncers? You'll try it once, otherwise you'll leave. That's all. Okay? Let's move on. Quant, pacing yourself, read the question carefully, that's fine. Calculation efficiency need to be very high. Obviously, calculation efficiency, what I mean to say is the accuracy needs to be quite high for you as far as this topic is concerned. Quant, you cannot afford to make mistakes, guys. See, English mistakes can be done. Logic mistakes can happen. Quant, ideally, whatever you do should be having a 90% accuracy. That's typically how Quant is supposed to be, okay? Okay, let's take a look at the questions. I hope you guys have papers and pens ready with you. I have few practice questions for you right now. Let's start with the questions, guys. Are you all ready? Chetan, is it a jumbled exam? Guys, I don't see the future. If I can see the future, I'll really give away the question paper right now. But the fact is, yes, I can't see the future. Now, can I read minds? That also I cannot. Can I guess? Yes. So if you ask me, is it a jumbled paper? I'll guess and say yes. Okay? But it should not bother you. And I would say expect the worst and go to the exam in terms of the paper. If it is easier than what you expected, you are happy. If it is as per your expectation, you are anyway not worried because you are already expecting that. Anyway, so you guys are ready? Let's move on. The first question coming your way. Very simple question. Do this in 60 seconds. Let's see how many of you can get the right answer. Shivam, I have spoken about jumbled paper for the first 20 minutes of this lecture. Okay, so I would recommend that you look at the first 20 minutes of this lecture. I have spoken what should you do if it is jumbled up, what should you do if it is not jumbled up, all that I have done. Okay, so we have got a lot of answers as 90. Let's go ahead and take a look at the question. The question says, a straight road connects points, okay, I have to move to the side a little bit. So a straight road connects points A and B. Car 1 is traveling from A to B and car 2 is traveling from B to A, both leaving at the same time. After meeting each other, they take 45 minutes and 20 minutes to continue and reach their journey. So let us say they meet at a point C. They meet at a point C. So the car 1 takes 45 minutes to continue and reach the end point, and the car 2 takes 20 minutes to reach the end point. This is a very standard question and there's a direct formula for this. But again, as I said, the formulae are developed only under certain conditions. So what are the conditions here? First condition is the both vehicles or cars or trains, whatever, should have started at the same time. Yes, they are starting at the same time. Point number 2, the time given should be after they meet. So after they meet, the times are being given to us. That's good. So now what you can say is, look, car number 2 traveled for T minutes initially, then it came to C. The same T minutes, car number 1 also traveled and came to C. So basically they both traveled for T minutes and came together and they met at C. After that, they went forward. 45 minutes it took by car 1, 20 minutes it took by car 2. In such a case, your T can be directly written as root of time 1 into time 2, where this is your T1 and this is your T2. Which means your T, this T, is root of 45 into 20, which is 30. Root of 900. 900 root is 30. Okay. Now, the car 1 travels at a speed of 60, then the speed of car 2 is. So what is the time taken by time 1 and car 1? So time taken by car 1, let me put it like this. Okay, so car 1 time by car 2 time. So car 1 time is, this is 30, 30 plus 45, 75 by car 2. Car 2 is 20 plus 30. 20 plus 30 is 50. Ratio of time should be inverse ratio of speed. Ratio of time should be inverse ratio of speed. Inverse ratio of speed is speed of 2 by speed of 1. So 25 goes 2 times, 25 goes 3 times. 3 by 2 is equal to speed of 2 by speed of 1. Now, speed of 1 is 60. So this is speed of 2 by 60. So 2 goes 30 times. So speed 2 is 90. So the answer is option C. Now, some of you are pointing out that car 1 is taking more time, obviously 45 minutes, and car 2 is taking less time, which means car 2 is faster than car 1. So what does it mean? It means my answer should be greater than 60. So A and B are not correct. It could be C or D, or it could be none of these also. So you have 3 possibilities. So just by observing that much, you can reduce the number of options to 3, but you can't exactly get the same answer. Okay. Okay, I think, can you just take up the chart a little bit up? Yeah. Vishnu, can you take the chart up? Okay, I missed few charts, I guess. Yes, under root T1, T2, I think, okay, I think that's fine. Can you go down? Just come to the last. Diluted gaming, you are logically incorrect. You cannot say I will not calculate because there is a none of these. Okay, even if you say that the answer should be greater than 60, firstly there is a 90, there is a 120. Which one will it be? Secondly, none of this is still there, right? So yes, you cannot get the answer directly just by elimination. Okay, let's move on. Look at this question. Try to do this in 60 seconds. Let's see how many of you can get the answer for this. Your time starts now. No one. इतने ही easy question आते हैं मेरे भाई. The questions are going to be like last slide question, because you are supposed to answer them in less than 1 minute. Please keep in mind. So without exam pressure, sitting here, you are saying it is easy. But if I give you 10 questions like that and I'll give you only 8 minutes, can you solve all 10 in 8 minutes? That's the question. Okay. By the way, guys, before we move on, please make sure that you give me a like onto this session. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. 2 cards are drawn at random from a pack of 52 cards. Find the probability of getting at least a spade and exactly an ace. So what you want is minimum 1 spade and only 1 ace. This is what you want. So to get this, there are 2 ways in which this can happen. Okay. If your maths is weak, my friend, don't worry. Maths only has 50 questions. Do 10 questions which are easy in that. Do the other 150 questions correctly, perfectly. If not correctly, some mistakes can happen, but you can easily score by just doing 10, 12 questions or 10, 15 questions in maths. Don't worry about maths. There are 100 logic questions, 50 English questions. Focus on them. As I said at the beginning of the topic or beginning of the session, there is no sectional requirement. You have to maximize your score from the topic that you like. Simple. Okay. So this can be done in two ways. So what is this? Spade. This is a spade, okay. So you need at least one spade and you need exactly one ace. So let's look at the two cases. So case one is I got the first one is a spade but not ace. It's a spade but not an ace, and the second one is an ace. This is the first case. Second case is ace spade or spade ace of spade, and the second one is the other one is not an ace. So these are the two ways in which this can happen. You're talking about a spade of an ace in the second case. Already ace is there, spade is also there, which means the second slot that I'm looking at, only thing is it should not be an ace again. It can be anything else. It cannot be an ace because I need exactly one ace which is already taken care of. So these are the two cases and I should be getting the answer for the sum of these two cases as a probability. So first, spade but not an ace. Totally there are 13 spades and one of them is ace. I don't want that. So the first case will be 12 out of 52. Because I don't want spade of ace, I need the other 12 spades. And the next card should be an ace. Should be an ace. So how many aces are there? There are going to be 4 aces out of 51. Okay, 4 aces out of 51. The next case, the second case is, first one is ace of spades. So only one ace of spades. So 1 by 52. And the second card should not be an ace, which means out of 52, 4 aces should not come to me again. So 48. So I need the sum of these two. When you simplify these two, you'll be getting the answer as 14 by 221. That is your answer. Again, if you are weak in probability, the moment you look at this, you will leave it. You will spend 2 seconds or 3 seconds glancing it and leaving it. Guys, it's an exam where you can't even decide. You should not even waste time deciding should I do it. It's a straightforward rule. Follow the rule. P and C. Not I don't like it. Leave. There's no thinking there. Don't think in the exam should I do it or not. That should already be pre-decided in your mind. So your topics are already there in your mind. Percentages, I love it, I'll do it. Time and distance, I like it, I'll do it. Geometry, I don't like it, I will not do it. Venn diagrams, I love it, I'll do it. So all these names, topics should be in your mind fixed. Rule. That rule should be sacrosanct. Then in the exam, don't waste time deciding. Okay? Next question. This is a nice simple question. Once again, 60 seconds. Try it out. नहीं करना ये क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में. Well, that's a good decision, but you took it very late. It's a good decision, but it took you almost 35-40 seconds to decide. Guys, the decision should happen in a snap. You saw this question in the exam, you saw this question, it's 5 lines. Leave, gone. Doesn't matter whether it's a topic you like or not, because for you to read, understand, then solve will take you more than 1 minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this question. What is happening here? Aman, Raman, Bhupesh are 3 friends. Each of them have a certain number of t-shirts. If Aman gives 3 t-shirts to Raman, so Aman has X, Y and Z. Okay. Aman gives 3 to Raman, so Aman becomes X minus 3, Raman becomes Y plus 3. Then Raman gives, and this is Z itself. Then Raman gives 6 t-shirts to Bhupesh. So then this is X minus 3, Y minus 3, Z plus 6, because 6 are coming. And then Bhupesh gives 9 t-shirts to Aman. So Z minus 3, Y minus 3, X plus 6, because 9 are coming to Aman. The number of t-shirts with Aman, Raman and Bhupesh will become equal. So these 3 are equal. That is what they are saying. So you will get a condition here. What is the condition? If you say all, so whenever I see multiple equal to's, the first thing you can do is you can take all of them as k, which means X equal to k minus 6, Y equal to k plus 3, Z equal to k plus 3. Okay, so this is what you have. Which obviously means Y and Z are equal, which obviously means that your Y and Z are equal. Let the initial number of t-shirts with Aman, Raman and Bhupesh be A is to B is to C. If they are integers, find the minimum possible value of A plus B plus C. So if you add all of them, X, Y, Z, so the answer will be 3K plus 3 minus 6 gets cancelled. So it is 3K. So whatever you want should be a multiple of 3, should be a multiple of 3. So clearly A is gone, C is gone, E is gone. A, C and E is gone. Now you are left with B and D. Now both of them are multiples of 3. Which one of them could it be possible? Now look at it. If you take D as 9, then we already know that Y and Z are supposed to be equal because they are both K plus 3 and K plus 3, right? So what could be, so and yes, so if you take minimum, so if you take 1 and 1, if you take 1 and 1 means 7, 1 and 1. This is not possible at all. Why? Because then Raman cannot give shirts to Bhupesh or Aman cannot give shirts to Bhupesh. The exchange might not be possible, right? Because giving 6 shirts are not possible in such a case. So it could be 2, 2 and 5. If it is 2, 2 and 5, again, is it possible you are giving 3? So this becomes 3, 5 and 2. Then you cannot give 6 from here to here. So this is also not possible. Then it could be 3, 3 and 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3, 3 and 3. So if it is 3, 3 and 3, again, giving 6 t-shirts is not possible. Giving 9 t-shirts is not possible. So you can see that entirely D is not possible. While it's a multiple of 3, you cannot take it. So the only possibility is option B. But the problem here is, as somebody rightly said, it's a lengthy question to read first. You have to then understand and then solve it. Okay, so that's the problem in this question. Okay, ideally should be left in the exam. Let's take a look at the next question. Actually, this is an easy question. Let's not worry about this. Okay, this is a damn easy question. 30 seconds. Give me the answer. Time starts now. 30 seconds. So this is 3 power x plus 3 plus 3 power x minus 2 equal to 732. That is a question. So you can do this by substitution. The best method here is substitution. So always algebra especially. Guys, keep a lookout for algebra. Typically algebra comes with a possibility of substitution and substitution usually turns out to be easy. Okay, so keep that lookout. Don't leave algebra even if you're afraid, because substitution is easy. So if you start with option 5, you basically get 3 power 8 plus 3 power 5 minus 2, 3 is equal to 732. Now is this correct? You have to check. So basically it's substitution based approach. Okay, Many of you are saying option C. Let's check for option C. 3 power 6 plus 3 equal to 732. What is 3 power 6? 3 power 6 is 9 cube. 9 cube is 721. 81 into 9. 729, sorry. 729. So 729 plus 3, this is correct. So option C is correct. So very, very quickly you can substitute and get your answer. Not a big deal. Okay, so keep a lookout. In maths, if you're afraid also, it doesn't matter. Algebra, look out for substitution. They are easy sitters for you. This is a good question. I want you to try this. Do this, read this and do this in 60 seconds. Let's see how many of you can actually do this. Last question for the day. 60 seconds, do this. Okay, so it's a simple question, right? You basically have to add them and then divide by 5, but you don't even have to do that. Observe, that is the reason why I picked this question. You are supposed to find average of shop X. Guys, one of the things about average is always between minimum value and maximum value. The average value can never be less than the minimum. It can never be greater than the maximum. It always has to be between them. So here the maximum value is this, the minimum value is this. So your answer should lie between these two. It cannot be less than 1,04,000. It cannot be more than 1,26,000. So this cannot be your answer because it is more than the highest. This cannot be your answer because it is less than the lowest. This cannot be the answer for the same reason, less than the lowest. This cannot be the answer because it is less than the lowest. Automatically you'll get option D. Okay, automatically our answer is D because I do not have to do any calculation. The fact that average should lie between minimum and maximum, if I observe that, I'll get my answer. So such questions will save you a tremendous amount of time. Okay, so guys, with this we will come to the end of this particular session. I hope you understood the idea about jumbled up or not jumbled up. How should you go about solving the question paper? What should you do about RC if it is jumbled up? What should you do about set based LR, DI if it is jumbled up or non jumbled up, right? So guys, I hope you are all prepped up, ready for the exam. I think I'm going to see you guys on Monday. I have one session coming your way on Monday. Otherwise, I'm going to again see you on 24th. I'm going to do a live analysis on 24th. So stay with us on our YouTube channel, Instagram, follow us on our Instagram channel, as well as download our BYJU'S Exam Prep app and be ready with it. See you in the next one.